Alright lads, so today continuing on with the new character showcases. Earlier yesterday, we did try out the brand new 6th anniversary renewed Aizen, an absolutely amazing character that does him justice. And for today's video, we're here to have a look at the character that released alongside him, and also equally insane in different ways, that being the renewed 5th anniversary BYAKUYA. Again, as always, super cool and exciting to see past anniversary characters renewed or remade, and maybe it's even cooler to see 5th anniversary BYAKUYA remade, because in a way, this was the character that kickstarted the Beyond Bankai trend. With that said though, BYAKUYA is a Mind Captain Soripa with the Stern Ritter Killer Plus ability. That's going to be really good for Guild Quest content. If we have a look at the character's damage output, because that's a massive thing about this unit, he has a lot going for him, like quite surprisingly overpowered in some ways, and it kind of makes me wonder what the 10th anniversary is going to bring when that starts this time next month. Because this character not only has 2 soul traits, that being 22% strong attack damage and recharge at 12%, the character itself also has a high built-in strong attack damage increase. When at full stamina, he has 40% more strong attack damage increase. The character has Frenzy plus 3. That's something that Aizen didn't have, right? He only had Frenzy 2. Not like it mattered in Aizen's case, but this character actually has Frenzy plus 3 outside of Guild Quest. Like the only noteworthy characters that also have Frenzy plus 3 outside of Guild Quest are 9th Annie, Kenpachi, Gremmy, and also the end of year Ichigo. So this character getting Frenzy 3 is definitely noteworthy here, especially with all the strong attack damage increases the character does have, and it doesn't even end there because he then does get more damage to paralyzed enemies at 50%. With also, of course, the 80% spiritual pressure boost upon inflicting a status omen. And I guess that's kind of cool regarding this character when this unit originally released 5 years ago. 5th anniversary BYAKUYA's whole thing was that he couldn't inflict status omens. So to now see a renewed version of a character that we've been consistently playing with for the last 5 years now have status omens is kind of weird to see, but at the same time, paralysis is a good status omen to have, and in a way it kind of just makes sense on the unit, and of course is most importantly going to allow him to become a very powerful unit, and at the same time is going to allow him to become a very powerful unit for the foreseeable future. And in a way, that's what you want, one, for really cool units like this, especially premium units that you can get from summon tickets, but also anniversary renewed characters. Now for today's showcase, besides Guild Quest, we are going to be using him as if he was 1 out of 5. We have gone ahead and removed most of the transcendence slots, so we're only working with 500 spiritual pressure. For those that are wondering in terms of bonus abilities, we're going to go with full stamina and damage to paralyzed enemies, because one of the cool things that I love about this character and also Aizen is that he does have extra flash steps while also being immune to every status movement and also having long strides. So he's a very fast, safe unit to use while also just being an insane powerhouse DPS unit. In terms of how to build the character though, keep it simple: fortification pill, T-set, and also a 5-star plus badge, and then give him as much recharge and full stamina damage as possible. Alright then, so first up, let's take the character into links or trials just to get a good feel of the character's strong attack. So this character has a pretty good strong attack kit, the SA1 being a distant area in front of him. His SA2 is going to be a almost full screen strong attack 2 AoE around him, which is actually really good. The visuals kind of gave the impression that it was a mediocre pushback attack, but no, it's actually a really good strong attack too, especially when you consider the fact that it is a superior attack. So if you have a look at the bottom right, it does have the spike icon, so that means that it does hit around 20% harder. So it's better than a normal strong attack 2, while also at the same time, to maybe balance out a tad bit, it has like a 2-second extra cooldown. Pretty cool, I guess, to have something like this as well, because the character itself is already stacked, so to be given a superior strong attack, like look at that, we just one-shot the boss there, despite not having kill on, and that's what you're going to do with a character like this. Even in this situation right now, we have, actually, we do have an increased status of chance against the Quincy, so that will allow us to reliably inflict our status amounts, no problem whatsoever. The bosses, though, are any of them Quincy's? I'm not too sure. Did we actually just one-shot the boss? Did someone spawn in there? I feel like someone did spawn in, and we actually killed them before we even saw them technically spawn in. And I haven't been able to show it just yet, but this character also does have an EX attack that's basically a vortex around him, which I think is kind of cool for an EX attack. It's the first time we've seen something like this, and it also kind of resembles his original vortex that he had for his SA2. You know, that was like the big thing about 5th anniversary BYAKUYA was the tracking vortex SA2. And while it didn't return on his SA2, it's still nice nonetheless that they incorporated some type of vortex into the character's kit. And in this case, it is in the EX attack. So that provides good crowd control, pretty good chance to inflict paralysis, but at the same time, also can do some pretty good damage. And in this case, for our very first attempt, we weren't trying to clear fast. We did get a 1 minute and 46 second clear time. So yeah, pretty cool overall that both Aizen and also BYAKUYA, the renewed versions, have really good strong attack hits that do the characters justice. Because the worst thing you would see in this game is when an anniversary character gets a new version, which, you know, only happens once. We've yet to get a character get renewed twice when it comes to anniversary characters. And it would suck to see this character be given just bad strong attacks. And I'm taking a lot of hits here, so we'll definitely have to do another run. We'll keep it going. Let's just grab those as well. But at the same time, visually, I think this card looks really cool. BYAKUYA, the 5th anniversary version, always had good visuals, in my opinion. Especially because of how simple they are supposed to be as well. It is, at the end of the day, just white blades. But they end up looking really good in motion. So going into the next room, we are not at full stamina, so we have lost 40% strong attack damage. This character does want to be at full stamina, to be fair, like every unit. And again, there was actually Killgate up here. He's a stun ritter, so we're actually killing him in one shot before we can even see him spawn in. With that said, though, let's go ahead and grab the Soul Bomb right now. And let that bad boy off. It's a really good Soul Bomb. I really do like it. I think both Aizen and BYAKUYA look amazing. I'm not sure which one I like more, though, if I'm being honest. I want to say BYAKUYA, but this, again, isn't my account. So shout out to Hisham for letting me use their account today. I'm just not really trying to go deep right now before an actual anniversary, which is happening next month. And I'd rather get this character later on, despite how cool he actually is. But for this run, let's actually clear a tad bit faster. Let's see if we can actually get under 1 minute. The SA2 there, or SA1 more so, actually kind of locks you in place briefly. So when you're trying to, like, clear very fast, it's quite noteworthy. Let's Soul Bomb him. That's going to be a good spot to do that. SA1. SA2 we're going to let off now. And then SA3. It's right now, at least with the way the enemies are positioned, I'm finding it hard to not take damage. I don't know why. That's something you got to keep in mind with this unit, though, to be fair. Right now, though, it really is just a skill issue, I'll be honest. And then we go with SA3. And again, Killgate, he is just not seeing the light of day. He's really not. I should have grabbed that heal pot, but it's fine. It's fine. We're going to use the Soul Bomb here. That should be able to one-shot. There we go. Nice and easily done. I want to try it again because I want to get a perfect run. We've not been able to do a run without getting hit. And luckily, at least with this character, if you do get hit, don't matter that much. He still hits insanely hard without his full stamina damage boost. I mean, even then, even in a bad run, technically, we still cleared in under 50 seconds. So let's do a 4th attempt then. Normally, we only ever do 3, but I want to try and get that perfect run. So 2 strong attacks to take down the first room. That's not too bad. Let's EX here. Again, look at that. The EX is quite good here. Like, it actually does do a respectable amount of damage. And then the paralysis too instantly locks the enemies in place. Really good damage there. Let's Soul Bomb. That clears that stage. So that one's done. And now we have 3 strong attacks to use here. SA3, it kind of messed up there in terms of the positioning, but can we kill Killgate again? Yes, we can. I think he's the only stun ritter in this quest. That's where he gets absolutely disintegrated with a 5th anniversary renewed BYAKUYA. And then here we go. Let's let the Soul Bomb play. I absolutely love this particular scene. The close-up on the face. Ah, it just looks so sick. Looks so sick. And there we go. BYAKUYA, what a character. I can't believe BYAKUYA is... It feels weird in a way, him clearing this fast, because I was there, you know, when he came out. I was defending this character, the 5th anniversary version, because people would call him trash because his SA1 and SA3 were bad, but he had a very powerful SA2 to make up for it. And, you know, 5th anniversary BYAKUYA was always a goated character. Let's not lie here, right? He wasn't perfect in a way, but he was still a very powerful unit. And in a way, it's like, all that hate that was aimed at that character 5 years ago had resulted in the character being better than ever with this particular version. And in this case, we did clear in under 40 seconds. Next up, though, let's take the character into the Awakened Ultra Ultimate Kenpachi Epic Raid. Again, such a mouthful of a title. Similar to Aizen and BYAKUYA right now is a 3 times damage bonus, so he is going to be doing more damage in this Epic Raid. Unlike Aizen, though, this character fortunately can inflict his status ailments, so should be able to clear relatively fast, even if we only do a solo run. In terms of the build, though, we're going with the exact same strategy here. The difference now, of course, is that we are using 3 familiars, giving 60% berserker and also 60% full stamina damage. Alright then, so jumping into the run, let's see how fast this actually is. It's going to be really dependent on whether we can inflict a status ailment or not, because keep in mind, BYAKUYA in this case does not have an increased status ailment chance, you know. Not like Aizen was able to inflict stat damage anyway, but like if he was able to, he would have been non-stop inflicting it because of his increased stat damage chance. Against Soipers. Right now, we're only good against Quincy's. Now, the SA1 you can actually cancel out pretty good. Pretty fast too. The SA2 more so. You can cancel out of it. But when it comes to the SA1, you do have to make sure you are using it in a good position. Because otherwise you could potentially set yourself up to get hit. And again, with BYAKUYA, you don't want to get hit. You lose all that full stamina damage. So right now, not super fast, but we are saving the Soul Bomb. I did want to use the Soul Bomb later on for the third stage more so. Might use the EX now. Maybe that can get a status proc. SA3. Look at the damage there though. Like we do a lot of damage, a lot of burst damage once we use that Soul Bomb. I think in this case we could have cleared a lot faster. I mean, you saw how fast we cleared that final phase. It's the first and second phase that's a bit iffy whether we get the status proc or not if you're doing a solo run. Now again, Aizen had the advantage of having Killer Plus, so he was doing 60% more damage. But in a way, it's still kind of impressive that Aizen was able to clear pretty fast. Similar clear time, actually faster than BYAKUYA right now, even though he can inflict status immense. So going into our second attempt, here we go. Do I want to use my Soul Bomb straight away? Probably not, but I guess it's good to use the EX right now. Not the worst idea. But remember, with BYAKUYA, he can only inflict status immense when the enemy isn't attacking. That's the way paralysis works. As to not interrupt the boss mid-attack, you know? So we have to use opportunities like that, for example, to actually get a lot of damage. Pretty good damage there, despite the boss not being inflicted with paralysis into the second phase. That's SA1. Make sure we don't get hit by these. Thanks to our long shot, we can get in and out. And we'd be able to kill right here into the third phase. But unfortunately, again, we need to get that status proc. That's SA3 into the 1. Damn, nothing still. It's not that big a deal, to be fair, but when you're doing like a full run with a bunch of BYAKUYAs, you're all going to be inflicting status damage non-stop, you know? And then SA3, there we go. So it looks like it's consistent 1 minute at the very least, with the potential of getting like under 30 seconds solo if you're able to non-stop get the status procs and get your SP boost more so. But jumping into our final epic raid run, in this case we have a full lobby of renewed BYAKUYAs, and we already got a status proc right away. Let's follow up with the 2 and then go into Soul Bomb straight away. Use my SA3 into the 1. Almost straight into the third phase, and if they can follow up with their strong attacks and Soul Bomb, that'll be really good too. Look at all the vortexes going off. This is kind of crazy. Okay, a second one went off. Let me use my SA1. It does have some decent range, and then we should be able to finish up with the SA3. And look at that super fast run, of course, when you are doing a 6-man lobby, 6 BYAKUYA lobby, clearing in literally 17 seconds. And next up, let's try BYAKUYA into the ranged stem-rated guild quest, which is definitely something to be excited about in terms of his killer and range type, because this guild quest is known for not really having many strong attack damage options. And right now, it's pretty much BYAKUYA and also Toshiro. Fortunately, BYAKUYA is a premium character, and Toshiro is about to become significantly more common post 10th anniversary, because he will then be a year old and should become a filler more often. So if you aren't able to beat this guild quest right now, or more so if you don't have a good lead, eventually you will. Eventually you will. Now, in terms of the way we are using this team today, we're basically just going full solo on BYAKUYA. Shui is a mind support character to buff strong attack damage and also damage output from a character like BYAKUYA by giving him 20% more strong attack damage, also 40% more damage to enemies that are inflicted by a status element. Alongside that, of course, we are then using the Mugetsu soul trait to get an additional 20% strong attack damage. Grummy is here just the boost, quite literally just the boost on that SA3. If he does use the SA3, we're getting a 50% attack and focus increase. And then BYAKUYA, we're going to go with this particular build. Again, we are technically using the character at 1 out of 5. We might do a run or 2 of him max transcended because we can on Hisham's account. And remember, if you are 1 out of 5 or more so special level 1, you would like to go with some type of focus build. For majority of us out there, it isn't that big of a deal. You can just go full spiritual pressure like this. But if that was on my account, I'd be doing the standard, you know, level 12 focus. And then I'd be using 2 accessories, increasing my focus stat, and then 1 accessory, increasing my spiritual pressure stat. But again, that's only for like us tryhard sweats in guild quests. A normal build like this is perfectly fine. And then links are pretty much the exact same. Alright, so first attempt, let's see how this does go. Flash step straight into the middle, one shot with the SA3, go into the SA2, almost one shot there. Maybe I should have used my SA1 into the 2, but we'll use our EX and then Sobom. Then use our 3 into the 1, and then can we kill one strong attack here? Almost. So look at that, very easy at 1 out of 5, 51-second clear time. First attempt. That is absolutely crazy because, you know, over the last couple of months, as I've been showcasing characters in Guild Quest, a lot of characters can aim for 50 seconds. Damn, we just took a hit. That might have ruined the run here. But either way, it don't man. A lot of characters can get around 50 seconds, but it's a lot less, consistent. Might take a couple retries, maybe an hour of resetting, at least for me, right? But first attempt with BYAKUYA, we just get 51. Like it was nothing. Absolutely crazy. And keep in mind too, right? This character, the strong attack he has makes it even easier because you don't have to do any movement. You don't have to like try and guide the enemies to get a kill in one strong attack. Sometimes we have to do that with characters with a beam strong attack, for example. You got to line up the enemies perfectly. But BYAKUYA just stands in the middle. He quite literally just stands in the middle because all 3 of his attacks are just AoEs in front of him or around him. Now, in this case, despite us actually taking damage here, we didn't do too bad, considering that we almost beat the boss. So, we would have beat this. This would have been a 51-second clear time, but I did a big oopsie and took a hit. So, let's retry that actually clear all 4 extra levels. Alright then, so attempt number 2, here we go. SA3, nice and easy one-shot. Okay, I think I want to use my SA1 into the 2. I think is the better play here. Then we EX, Soul Bomb, into the 1. There we go. Vortex is going to carry over a tad bit. It'd be nice if that could one-shot. If we were able to one-shot on that strong attack too. Okay, damn, I messed up there again once more. For some reason, I forgot that the SA2 is the distant area around me, not in front of me. So I kind of moved back away from the boss when I should have been more close up. But let's continue that run, right? Because we know we can get 51 very easily. That would have basically been a 50-second clear time. Let's just see how fast we clear when we don't take damage. Look at that. Hello? Already into the 3rd boss. In just like, what, four strong attacks? That's SA2. Into the 1. Damage slowed down a tad bit, but now it's back up once we get a status proc. If we can, there we go. Let's use our 2. And then finish up with the SA1. Not too bad. Better attempt there on the EX levels, but a worse performance on the first initial 5 waves. So for this run, let's just make it so we can actually get a good first 5 waves and also good final 4 extra levels. And we are consistently taking down that first wave in 1 strong attack. That's really impressive. Again, I really love this character's EX attack here. SA3 into the 1. And then again, stand in the middle. SA2 into the SA1. It's like the easiest 51 seconds of all time with a character like this. And I guess in that regard, it maybe is a bad score for him. Maybe he can get high. Damn! So what am I doing? So let's try that again, this time making it our final attempt using a 1 out of 5 BYAKUYA. We might as well add some transcendence onto the character to see how he performs at 5 out of 5. So SA1 into the 2. Gonna EX into Sobom. Then use our 1. Probably should relax a bit. Okay, not too bad. And then hopefully finish up with the 2. Not quite, but again, 50 seconds, super easily done. With potential, similar to Aizen, potential to get upwards to like 55 seconds remaining at 2 out of 5, which is a bit crazy for a character like this, you know? So again, we want to sit back and make sure we only use... I want to make sure I don't get hit. Because like this character, like, with this team, in any other situation, if we took a hit, it's fine, because we have normal attack damage characters to back us up. But with a team like this, if we take a hit, it's over. There we go, SA2. And very easily done. 50-second clear time at 1 out of 5. Probably one of the more fun characters to reset within Guild Quest, in all honesty. Because like I said, some characters can get a really high score, but it takes a lot of attempts or a lot of tries to get that. With BYAKUYA right now, it just seems like the easiest reset of your life to get some of the highest scores in the entire game. So again, let's go ahead and add our extra transcendence slots now. So level 12 attack, level 12 focus, and then also level 12 spiritual pressure. This is super overkill, but I'm honestly here for it. So now let's see what a max transcendent BYAKUYA looks like in Bleach Brave Souls. SA3, 1 shot, lovely. Into the SA2, One shot's lovely. I guess in this case, we can soul bomb it into the EX. We actually kill with just that. Let's SA1. Oh, unfortunately, let me use my SA2. I was too busy trying to use my strong attacks there. And then SA3. That was bad. I messed up there a bit. I messed up a bit because I started to use my normal attacks. I didn't realize the SA2 and 3 came back in time. But that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And then at this point, we're just going to clear the 4 extra levels even faster. There we go. Just going to wait for my SA3 to come back. Like now. And then going into next boss. Oh, hold on. Let's use our 1 now. Got the status block. Lovely. So in all honesty, you probably don't even notice that much of a difference, at least between a 2 out of 5 BYAKUYA and a max transcendent BYAKUYA, because he already does like so much overkill damage in the first place. But like with a lot of characters, to be fair, it's similar to like end of year Ichigo and in Awaken Patchy, the 9th anniversary version. Max transcended just means you clear a lot more consistently. But going into our final attempts, let's SA3. Lovely. Let's SA2. No status proc, unfortunately, on Robber, but I think we can make up for it. It's fine. Then Soul Bomb. We're SA3. And then if we can one-shot here. Oh, not quite, but that was basically 53. That was basically 53. But overall, with that said, that's basically BYAKUYA in a nutshell. An absolutely amazing unit released for the upcoming 10th anniversary. Again, I absolutely love the idea of K-Lab remaking, renewing more so, past anniversary characters a month before we get new anniversary characters. BYAKUYA and Aizen are fan favorite units, and both of them play exceptionally well and are also very powerful too. Again, way better than I had ever expected for a, pre-anniversary banner. Again, BYAKUYA right now pretty much has everything going for him. He has a unique EX attack, he has status Omen Plus, he has Killer Plus, he has a superior strong attack 2, a perfect strong attack kit for Guild Quest content, he has no Guild Quest skills, he's immune to every status Omen, insanely high damage output, and Frenzy plus 3 everywhere. There's almost nothing to complain about this character. Again, the only nitpick I have similar to Aizen is the 6-star background, but you know what, with BYAKUYA's artwork, honestly, it's not even that bad. I think some characters work better with the 6-star backgrounds, and I think BYAKUYA's art is definitely one of them. Obviously, it would look better had it been a unique background, but, it's honestly not too bad. Like, this looks really cool. So yeah, overall, an absolutely amazing unit with almost 0 flaws. A character that's going to hold up for quite some time, I would like to say, but at the same time, how big of a gap is there going to be between this Aizen and also BYAKUYA compared to the upcoming 10th anniversary units? Only time will tell. We'll find out in less than a month's time. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about BYAKUYA in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.